got you. So I'm happy to be here. I'll tell you about myself. I'm a married individual. You guys married here? Some of you are excited. That guy just nodded. How long's it been, man?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? That's the perfect amount of years. I've been married for 8 years, and my wife's a sweetheart, man. She calls me her best friend. It's cute, isn't it? She says we're best friends, and that's fine, but my best friend is Neil. Come on, we don't play catch together. She and I have never played Nintendo. Best friend, really? Were we best friends when you said I couldn't have a stripper at my bachelor party? Were we? Because all of my friends wanted one, but not my best friend. First time my wife heard that joke, we got home from the club, and she's like, hey, you know that best friend joke? Is that true? I was like, oh, honey, no. I had strippers. You think she hates that joke? You know who really hates that joke? Is my second best friend, Justin. Yeah, he's like, who the hell is Neil?
What's up, man? I was looking up. I haven't seen you since 2019.
Oh, boy. What's changed since then? Anything?
Holy shit. Isn't it insane what we've been through? Don't you, can you believe it?
Yeah. No, it's not been good. But for the most part. It's not been great. Not a lot of great things happening. But we're here. We're survivors.
Yeah. Dude, so first of all, you're special. Fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.
It looks so good. Like, it just looks so good. And you're one thing I noticed that's interesting, that I thought was interesting anyway, was just and I can't remember if I noticed this before, but like your command with the mic so far away from you is so good. Like, it's so neat. Like I don't know. I really was paying attention to like where you hold the mic in your special, and did you like choose that microphone because of or was it that's the one they handed to you and that's just what you do? I just thought that was really interesting.
Right. Yeah. So in terms of the way it looks, so much credit goes to my DP and director Eric Smith, who's been. I've known Eric since I was 7 years old. I've known him, and it just so happened, we went to the same elementary school together. He's 1 year behind me. It just so happened he moved out here a couple of years after I did, and he does camera work, and he's really good at that. And so when it came time to film the special, he's like, yes, let's do this. And so it was awesome. So a lot of credit to Eric Smith at Banana Man Films. He helped out a ton. Yeah. And then in terms of the mic, it's, I didn't choose that microphone, and it gave the audio engineer a little bit of fits because when you're there live, it works really well.
Right.
And I think it adds a layer of being able to drop that mic and, yell if I want to.
Yeah.
Or get right up close and I'm talking very softly, whatever it is. I think that adds another dimension to the performance, which I really like. And it's always interesting to me because a lot of people that are real savvy about comedy and performance like that. And then you get the people that are like, what's he doing with the microphone? Why? Why don't I hear him through the speaker right now? Well, you got to pay attention a little bit. You can't just be this idiot that's like, if it's not coming through at a 10 out of 10, then I'm not listening.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool, the way you did that. And just, I was wondering how intentional it was, or, and I appreciate that it is. That's really cool. And,
that came about. in starting to perform in like large spaces. So a few years ago, I got the opportunity to open for some big name acts, and so we were doing huge venues, and I thought it was. I really enjoyed being able to drop the microphone and still reach the back of like a giant theater or arena and like feel that power of, look, there are 5,000 people here and they're listening to the point where I don't have to be magnified through this thing. I'm just yelling. And even though it comes across as not as loud, even though I'm yelling, it's not as loud to the people, but there's like an animated portion of that just seems funnier to me and is powerful. So I got that from performing those big spaces. Now it's a little strange when I do shows in Los Angeles to like a tiny bar and I'm yelling at people and they're like, why are you yelling at us?
Yeah. And the other thing is those spaces generally, I mean, this disappeared in the pandemic when people were doing outside shows, but like the luxury of being able to do that in a theater is it's already designed for an unmicrophoned voice to carry fairly well if it's a good theater. Like, I don't know if you've ever, have you ever seen, this is the bougiest question you'll ever get. Have you ever seen the symphony in Los Angeles at the Disney Symphony Theater?
I have not, no.
Dude, find a Groupon or something. It's not like, just go to whatever. If you think that much about acoustics, it's so ridiculous.
Be blown away.
Oh,
that's cool.
It's unbelievable how cool it is in terms of pure acoustics. Like, just amazing that people go to those lengths and make it so good. And theaters are designed to be pretty good at that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I gotta check it out. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's worth it.
The building's cool. You would imagine it'd be state of the art. So I gotta go check it out and listen to Dudamel whisper. Yeah. That's the thing is the thing that blew me away. I mean, the show that I've been there once, and I was absolutely just floored. Like this whole world that exists around going to the symphony, to the point that I'd heard about it, but I didn't. You never really witness it, right? Right.
But like, there's people that, and I get it. I got it immediately. That like bring a book, and that's what they do on Sundays. Is they go sit and listen to the symphony, and they read.
Hold on. So they're not even actually like looking at the strings and the bassoon and all that. They're sitting there reading their Nietzsche.
They're just, it's like, I love live classical music. And I have
to go.
And I have whatever a season pass costs, like $12,000 or whatever it is to have a front row seat to the symphony.
Funny.
But holy shit. So the coolest part was noticing that person reading, which, I was just like, that is ballin' out of control. Yeah. Like, don't put on a classical record. I want them to perform it live for me, please.
Gustavo, please perform for me now. I demand the finest entertainment when I read my Sunday edition. That is so funny. I'm going to go find that person in the front row reading the book, and I'm going to stand right in front of them the entire time.
It was, so I couldn't believe that. But the acoustics, what I really picked up on was when the show wasn't happening, before the musicians like actually started to sit down and before the show started. And I didn't have like the closest seats in the world, but it's not a big place. So I'm sitting there in my seat in the audience, and a person like walked and sat down, and I heard it as if they were like right next to me. Like these musicians that are like way down on the stage that aren't, the stage is mic'd obviously, but the acoustics of it was just, I was blown away. It was perfection.
Really? Okay.
No matter where you were in the building. So cool.
Which book were you reading?
I was reading Moby Dick. I like the classics.
Sure. Did you yell Ahab during the crescendo?
Now that you bring it up, like I so didn't appreciate how amazing it was, because I remember that time we did go. I'm pretty sure, like in LA, like we're late getting there.
Okay.
So we had to wait until a certain point.
Sure. Yeah. They get very snooty about that.
Yeah.
Like, must not disrupt the readers.
Yeah, and yeah, the readers. But yeah, I was like, it's hard to get downtown sometimes in this city.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, I don't know how we got on that track.
Okay,
but,
I'll go check it out.
Acoustics.
Yeah. Acoustics.
You appreciate acoustics. You will love it, and it's just a neat thing. Bring a book, and put your feet up and listen to some symphony.
I'm going to bring the biggest, most obnoxious, large print 1001 fart jokes and just make sure everybody up there playing Tchaikovsky knows what I'm reading, right? Not giving them any chance to think this is elevated at all. This is just still low art, okay? You got it? You got it? What are you playing up there? Beethoven? Low art. I'm reading fart jokes over here, and I'm going to laugh out loud.
It's like the top 40 of music. What are you playing Tchaikovsky for? I want some obscure stuff. Oh my God!
Right. Well, these are the ones that I know. I don't know the most. I don't know if I could name the most obscure, classical. Yeah, goodness.
Yeah, I don't
said
know.
Beethoven and Tchaikovsky.
There you go.
I could have gone Bach, but that's not sweetening the joke reference.
It's weird because classical music is insane.
Vivaldi?
I think that, yeah.
Is that a little bit better?
Yeah.
Not quite as well known?
All my classical music fans are going to be so disappointed in the both of us for not knowing
Vivaldi,
famous
like
names.
we haven't heard Vivaldi. As they're listening to this, reading from text. They don't even call it a book. I'm reading my text, listening to the podcast.
What is the equivalent of Freebird in the classical?
Exactly. Oh, Mozart, really? Beethoven's fifth? Why don't you just yell that out?
I like his sixth. That was his early stuff.
I'm a fan of his
numbered
early
them backwards.
stuff.
He numbered them backwards to be cool.
Well, he was deaf. That makes sense. They are always going backwards on things.
Oh my God. So, yeah, man. Well, all right. Keep going. DP, amazing. Microphone antics. Yeah, I mean, it was very well done. Did you
Thanks, man. I appreciate you watching it.
Did you were you weighing whether or not to release it on your own on YouTube? And I'll put the links to it and stuff all in here. But was that pandemic decision? How did you get there, and how's it going for you? Because it's 57,000 views so far, so that seems pretty damn good.
Yeah. I've been happy with its with the response to it. The thing is, because I recorded it knowing, okay, I'm going to self-produce this, but then there are avenues to releasing it, whether it be through the label that released the album. They had all these avenues through Amazon Prime and all that, or on demand, things like that.
Yeah.
But outside of the big streamers, Amazon Prime's a big one, but it just didn't seem like it was going to do anything for me in the long run. Short term, yes, it seemed like, okay, we're getting it in front of people. But long run, I'm trying, as comedians, and I think you see the model changing now more and more with people releasing their own thing and building their own channel, their own brand, because so many of us have seen effort put into something and then that just goes away. Where are the Vine stars now that worked hard at that and they were building and then it just disappeared. And early days of my career, I put in real time into MySpace, trying to build a following and trying to be funny on there, and then it just disappeared overnight, seemingly. Yeah. And so it seemed like, okay, let's build something. I mean, Google owns YouTube. It's been around for a long time, and it only seems to be growing. So I felt like, let's build that channel so I have this distribution to release whenever I want, and I'm not beholden to Amazon or another streamer that doesn't really care about me. I'm just another number. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's interesting, right? Because I think, the Netflix model is very interesting, but I don't think you get the analytics that actually you need to make it worth your while. You could find out from your YouTube channel where you should tour, and it might not be where you think you should tour. Absolutely. Yeah. 'Cause
You know?
see all that back end stuff. And so, yeah, it just made sense to me to do that rather than drive traffic to another person's platform. It made sense to drive traffic because also on YouTube, I can release clips of it and people would see one joke and say, I really like that joke. And then at the end of it, it says, watch the whole special. And all of a sudden now that I'm driving traffic to myself. Whereas, if you do a Netflix thing and they see a joke that Netflix posts, then they're still going to Netflix. They're not coming to Nick Hoff on YouTube. So it just seemed to make sense. And now, had Netflix said, Nick, here's $500,000, we want to release your special, I'd have said, Netflix has always been my favorite. I have my own account and I don't share it with anybody.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome that you're doing that and betting on yourself in that way. I think you're absolutely right. Like, it's a long career, it's a long build, and your people are going to be your people regardless. And that, that's awesome,
I like
dude.
the Louis C.K. model. Like, I mean, say what you will about his masturbatory habits, but he a long time ago started buying his own stuff back and just putting it on his website, and now his fans are able to go to that platform, and there's no real middleman. That just is sucking all the money out, and he's able to give other comics platforms too. I think he just released Robert Kelly's on his website. So it just makes sense in the long game.
I think so too. It's and I kind of I think when I brought to the to the idea of it for a comic, having gone through doing it as a musician, like, we didn't have those choices. Like, you had to get a label back in the day, or you basically couldn't do shit, but now you can do all of that, but it still comes down to, like, you got to find your people. And then when your people are with you, they're with you. I think especially, musicians, comedians, people become a fan, they become a real fan. They're going to be into it. No matter what you put out. Like, I don't know. That's how I am as a fan. If I like a band or a comic, like,
Absolutely. And I think that's what we found from podcasting, because podcasts aren't, a laugh a minute.
Right.
So a lot of times they're very interesting. And so you're just like, you're wanting to hear more about this person's life, more, just hear them talk. And if they're there for you every single week, that's almost more important than every single week they're blowing your mind. And so, you create those fans. And so, we have all the platforms now. So it's great. Yeah, you said, musicians back in the day, they had to wait to get a label. Now you can release, and you see it with bands. They release like one song at a time a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's a whole different thing.
It's a whole different beast. So as much as I hate like having to do social media, I understand the importance and realize how powerful it is and how cool it is that you can reach people. And also while you're sleeping. Like, I would wake up every morning and look, like, when I first released my special, I'd wake up every morning and be like, it got X amount of thousands of views while I slept.
Globally.
How cool is that?
Globally, right?
People are able to see it in Australia and England and Asia. Like, that's, well, not certain places in Asia, but I'm not huge in certain districts of Asia.
There's pockets, I'm sure.
North Korea, I'm not touring North Korea anytime soon. It's just not going to happen. It's not in the cards. I talked to my agent.
It's amazing. I love it. It's fascinating to me as like a study of how artists can evolve now like they never could before. And I think it's awesome. And like, there's too many people. You're not going to run out of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't need everybody. Like, it's billions.
No.
You need a couple thousand to sustain an amazing life, really.
Just in America. Like, somebody said, I can't remember what the book, if it's a book or something, but somebody said you need 1,000 true fans
Kevin
to
Kelly.
have a career.
Yeah, it was Kevin Kelly.
Yeah. But I mean, in America, so what, we have 330 million people roughly in America. If you can get 1% of that, that's 3.3 million people that
Is
are
it
your
I'm
fans.
bad at math?
I think so. So if we were only at a computer where we could fact check that. Yeah, 3.3 million people. That's if only 1% like you. So anytime you try and rack your brain over why is this person popular, who the hell, 1%, 99% of people could hate the hell out of that person, and only 1% has to like it, and all of a sudden you have 3.3 million fans in America alone.
Yeah.
So
it's insane.
like, forget about trying to please everybody and like cast this wide net. Just be your person. Be like, and the more specific you are, it almost feels like the better off.
Yeah. That's exactly it. It's awesome. I'm so psyched for you, dude. I agree 100%, and it's so hard to get like artists and comics and stuff and people to see that opportunity, because we're hard on ourselves, and you do. And the dark side is you have all those numbers and you're like, all right, why'd they slow down, and why did I only have this many downloads this week? And you know what I mean? Like, you got to remember the long game of body of work over
and
time.
We're public performers, right? Which is a completely different beast. Like, imagine Da Vinci painting, and then every day brought 50 people in to look at whatever he accomplished that day. Like, it'd take him weeks and months sometimes on these paintings, but every day he had to like show it to the town square. Like, what do you think? They'd be like, boo, this licks. He'd like torch the Mona Lisa. Like, long before, like, we are on display. We take things that are half-cocked ideas and we're like, is this any good? And people say, nay, or that's something maybe. And somehow we like garner the courage to do it again the next day. Like, public performance is a completely different beast.
Yeah, dude. It's a very strange thing. I'm struggling to think of, like, I don't know. I'm amazed at your special, not because I'm not surprised that it was good. I knew it would be good. Obviously, you're an incredible comedian. One of my favorites, that I've ever gotten to see live and had on the shows. Like, just always amazing. But like, I'm amazed now at comics that came out of the pandemic with great material, because it was really, really difficult. And I feel like material that was crafted, this is my personal view on my own material, is like material crafted prior to the pandemic is from a world that doesn't exist anymore,
Right.
Like, you have to kind of feel you have to kind of feel your joke, like, and it'd be like putting on this like blinders that didn't just happen, really kind of,
Yeah, that really put a lot of things into perspective and distilled what we thought was important. And I had a very specific version of this just happen, because just over the weekend I taped a dry bar special.
Congratulations.
And thanks. And the whole time I was getting ready for it, I was like, okay, so I just released this special that like burned all my favorite material from the last few years. And then since recording that, I've been building the new hour, and I'm pretty precious about that, because I've recorded things that I thought, this joke's only a month old, but it's so good. And I record it, and then 2 months later, it's this whole other thing that's even better. Yeah. And then I listen to the recording, and I go, oh, that wasn't even close.
Right.
And so I didn't want to record that. So I was like looking through old notebooks going, okay, what doesn't exist anywhere but is still a solid joke? And I tried to dust a couple of those old boys off. And I was like, this feels like I'm lying to everybody. Like the weeks leading up to the taping, I was trying them, and I was like, this is a shadow of who I was.
Right.
This isn't me now. So it was really hard to like even think about selling those, like actually performing them. And so you're right. Yeah. Anything you wrote pre-pandemic, it's like, is this even important anymore?
Yeah, that's exactly it. There was large chunks. I don't know what I'd love to talk about, like your process or whatever, but for me, I had this thing a note in my phone, and when a kernel pops in your head, you write it down, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever.
Yep.
But I didn't have a lot of those during the pandemic. Nothing was funny. Like I couldn't even zoom out at the ridiculousness of things yet. You know what I mean? So there was a big gap in even thinking of funny shit. And now, like, I don't know, it's been really difficult from my perspective on that. So I love that you were able to hit pandemic related material and, get through it, because I find it incredibly difficult.
Yeah, the only thing that was the first, I assume what you're talking about is the first few minutes of the special where I talk about the pandemic and the
you acknowledge that it happens and you move on.
Right.
That I thought you did that. So it was fantastic.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of like it kind of dates, where we are in society at this moment. Here's this thing. And, I knew there was going to be some people that just couldn't handle, like, oh, everybody's doing, I think one guy's like, why is every comic doing COVID material? And you're like, well, I don't know if you've been paying attention. It's sort of a huge topic from the last few years. Like, why is everybody doing COVID? Shut up. It's like asking, why are you telling a fart joke, or why is there a sexually related joke in this thing? Like, come on, give me a break. There's certain things that are like these overarching.
Yeah, we all have it. Yeah.
Yes. So, and then certain people, as soon as they said the word vaccine, even though they just didn't listen to the joke, they're like, oh, he's steeple chairing the vaccine. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But that's one of those things, like, you can't please everybody. And if you try to, a guy that never did anything wrong, Bill Cosby, I think, said, if you try and please everybody, you're going to please nobody. I think that was right before he crushed up the roofie and slipped
my
it
God.
into the...
Oh, my God.
Doggone it. So far, I've referenced Louis C.K. and Bill Cosby. Let's see if I can get...
What else you got? What else you got?
Another known felon.
Oh, my God. That sucks, actually. That whole Cosby situation. Yeah. It's I noticed Carlin behind you right there. He's one of my favorites of all time, obviously. Oh, yeah. This sounds, again, like I had the most bougie question ever, and now, like, it feels like, and I'd love to hear what you think, it feels like that's the pinnacle of the art, is being able to describe the world so that people's minds change.
Sure.
Towards the right, like, I don't know, maybe not their minds change, but point folks in the right direction. Carlin was so ahead of his time in so many things. Just a masterclass in being a comic, like, to me, and
yeah,
I think Louis does that sometimes. Cosby used to do that,
Yeah, it almost like you could almost like put up side by side the amount of times your brain laughed with the amount of times your brain said yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Exactly.
You're absolutely right. Like, he was hitting those stride for stride, and so, like, that's why still today people share Carlin jokes, and and they seem like he wrote them this month.
Yeah.
But yet these are clips from like 93.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, that was that long ago. It seems like he's talking about right now. And so, he was a big one. He was a big one. Carlin's up there for sure. He's one of the first comics I saw live.
Really? Where did you see him?
I saw him, I was in college at Indiana University, and every year they'd bring in a big name comic, and I was a guest usher, which meant that if you showed people where their seats were, you got to stand in the back and watch the shows for free. And so in my 4 years there at Indiana, I saw Carlin, Cosby, Seinfeld, and Chappelle.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I was sitting there. I was in hog heaven when those guys came, and I tried to perform when George came. I knew the general manager because I was an usher, and so he would give us the speech. And when he was coming, I go, "Hey, I've written 5 minutes. You think I could go up before George?" He goes, "What are you, insane? I'm not gonna let you bomb in front of 2,300 people." I'd never done comedy before, but I was like, "Hey, I got it. I got this."
Oh wow! So you hadn't been a comic yet?
No.
When
I
did
was
you
in
start?
college. I had been writing since high school. I knew early on that I wanted to do it, but I didn't start until 2005, at the end of 2005, when I came out to California.
Wow. So you started in L.A.?
I started in L.A., but that was 2001. That was so he came, I think, November of 2001, which then 2 months earlier was 9/11. And you know that Carlin story.
No, I don't think
You
I
don't
do.
know oh my goodness. Yeah, this is a crazy Carlin story. So on September 9th and September 10th of 2001, George Carlin recorded a special called I Kind of Like It When a Lot of People Die All at Once. And you can hear him saying that. I kind of like it when a lot of people die all at once, you know? It kind of clears up the freeway. You know what? I don't know what he was going to say, but you can hear it in your head. And so he records this special, and, you know, he's on cloud nine. They probably went out celebrating. That's a rap party, whatever it is. September 11th, wakes up. A lot of people died all at once. And all of a sudden, you cannot release this special. And it just goes to the graveyard. So that tape exists somewhere.
No way.
Yeah. But then, so when I saw him 2 months later, he had a bunch of stuff to talk about the tragedy and probably the other 45 minutes that was going to be for the special. But yeah, it's insane what happened.
So when did he pass away? So that stuff is never on a special, or did he have another special after you saw him?
Yeah, he had another special. I'm trying to think of the one. So he died in 2008, it looks like. At age 71. Doesn't he seem older than that?
By the end, yeah. Yeah.
Right? So the one that he came out with, I'm on the internet right now looking it up.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
You know, I can't see which special he did in two. He would have recorded in 2001 or 2000. Okay. No, that's not it. 2001. So he recorded one and... Oh, I bet he recorded it way in advance. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I don't know what the name of the one is that he came out with after that, but I remember the first thing he said. Is this a clean podcast?
No.
Okay, so I remember the first joke he came out with when he came out. He just walks out on stage and he goes, "I'll tell you what doesn't get discussed enough: pussy farts," and like didn't say anything else with it. But that was like. He didn't have an opener. He just walked on stage with the microphone, said that before he even got to the center of the stage. People went nuts, and then he went into his, like, under 3 seconds, he had everybody laughing.
Yeah.
And even though I'm very uncomfortable saying the sentence that I just said, like, that was him at age 65 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I love when Bill Burr opened one of his specials. I think it was the one before the black and white one.
Okay.
He walks out and the first thing he said was, "I'm thinking about buying a gun." Like, and he had like a 15-minute riff on buying a gun, and it's got good spread talking about a shotgun. Like, it's a brilliant bit, but like that is right out of the George book. Like, hit him immediately. Like, know, like it's so cool how they're able to do that. His special, Bill Burr's special at Red Rocks, is a masterpiece. Like,
it's really great, and so I'm happy. Here's something I think that came out of the pandemic, and I don't know if it'll sustain, but it forced a couple of people that were churning out specials really quickly to take another beat. And I say this a lot, and I don't know if anybody agrees with me, but they don't have to be right if they don't want to be. But I think it takes comedians, even the best comedians, 3 years to get an hour of gold. I think you can do 20 a year, and then after that, you're fooling yourself if you think the rest of that is special worthy. So, like when certain comics were cranking them out one a year, I always thought that's 20 minutes of gold. It was the special's good. It's 20 minutes of gold, 20 minutes of good, 20 minutes of like, I don't know, could have done without that. So having this extra little beat, I think really improved them, because before that I thought Bill's black and white special was my favorite of his.
Okay.
And I would, like, anybody ask me about comedy that doesn't know, I say, Bill Burr, go watch the black and white special on Netflix. I forget what it's called. I'm Sorry You Feel That Way or something like that.
Yeah. That's the one where he talks about his the like having a father, 2 generations of fathers, and how did they survive? They were just monsters, like that whole
and the guy breaking into his apartment, and they got a little dog that's
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah.
What? Huh? And he's wiping his eye. Like, such a good special. And so, I mean, he's the best working today, probably.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
So
yeah.
I like it anytime. The Red Rocks one, my only complaint is that one center camera angle like was from like above and it looked weird. He kind of looked like a potato or something. Like there was one angle, and I get it. You're at Red Rocks. There's not ideal filming location. Maybe I mean it looks beautiful, but there was that one angle that they kept cutting to. And I was like, that's a goofy angle.
Yeah, I don't disagree that I visually I wasn't as amazed, but the writing was just so good.
He's amazing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, and what we got out of it was that like give ourselves the freedom to go slower to develop, right?
Yeah, before that, because you'd feel bad if you went 2 days without performing.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, what am I even doing here with my life?
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
And then, a couple of 3 weeks into the pandemic, you go, oh, it's not coming back right away.
Yeah.
And we all had to forgive ourselves for not getting out there and doing it, which I think was healthy for some people and unhealthy for others.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a mixed bag for sure in that regard. I mean, Jesus, what a,
how was it for you?
So weird.
Nightmare?
It was a mixed bag. I mean, I had my day job was very, very busy, and I traveled a lot. Right leading up to maybe 2 or 3 months before the pandemic hit, I had changed jobs and was home. And
okay,
I didn't have to travel, and it was amazing. And then the pandemic hit, and I couldn't travel. And I settled into it so well. Like I would never give back the time I got to spend with my kids, dedicated time. Like that is magic. And I didn't realize, holy shit, if I wouldn't have had that dumb traveling job for 2 or 3 years, I could have done this kind of then too. Right. So, I regretted the miss, but also not taking for granted what I did get. And so now when I have to travel, I'm like, couldn't we do a Zoom? Right, so, but I definitely, I learned a lot. I mean, we had to, we ended up moving houses, which was good because that was, an unexpected turn that you couldn't leave your house. I was your thing about how they were cordoning off parks. That was insane here. It was crazy.
Yeah. That was when we, because the kid was on Zoom. I only had one kid in school at the time. Kid was on Zoom, so we didn't have to be in Los Angeles. I'm not performing, so there's no performance opportunities. And, I grew up in Nebraska. My wife grew up in Indiana. And we look at their lives, and they're if they went to a store, they wore a mask. Other than that, their lives were no different. Things did not shut down there by and large. And so they're like, well, just come here. And so I fought it for a little bit, but then when I went and I took the boys to go play soccer at one of our favorite parks. And I knew that they had closed down the play structure. You couldn't play on the play structure. I knew that. Right. But I thought, well, we'll go kick. They had these 2 giant fields where we can kick a soccer ball, and they wouldn't let us get on it. They had it marked off. There was a guy in his car, shooing people away. Yeah. And I'm like, this is so stupid. And then it was right then that I was like, all right, let's just go live in the Midwest for, a few months while this whole thing blows over. And the kids can play with their cousins. And so we did that. We ended up being in Nebraska, I think, for between Nebraska and Indiana, we were there for 3 months. Just living in our parents' basement. Just, the kids could play, and he would do Zoom. And it was Central Time, so it didn't start till 10 o'clock in the morning. So we got to play a little bit before. He was in hog heaven.
Nice. That's cool.
So, we escaped to that. Where did you escape to?
We didn't escape. Now that you're saying it, I'm
houses.
We did. We just moved from a townhouse to a house with a yard.
Okay, gotcha. So you got the yard is huge.
Yeah, yard was huge. I mean, I've since I've lived in Los Angeles, I've never had a yard. This is my first one. I was just
yard living.
I was like, this is insane. It's so much different. Life is so much different. Yeah. and I didn't realize what I was missing, I guess is the best way to put it. Like,
right.
This at the same time, it's like, man, again, this was so difficult and so pervasive, and with kids and stuff, like, I feel bad for them. Like, could you even imagine having been stuck with your parents with no choice? You can't see your friends. You can't go anywhere. Everything is closed for months. Like, it's not good.
How old are your kids?
15 and 11 now.
So I'll bet you had it worse off than me, because my oldest was in kindergarten when it went down. So the friends he had weren't like the friends he's had for 5 years. So
Yeah.
I'll bet you that was hell for them to sit there and like not be able to see their buddies and stuff like that, and not go to school and have that social interaction like that. That had to have been really tough. My kids, I don't know that they knew necessarily what they were missing.
Yeah.
I feel thankful for that. Like like you said, it's nice that you got that time with them, and it's good that you see it that way, because there's a good portion of the world that would look at it and see what they're getting now, and then just focus on the regret of the time they haven't done that. It's like one of those people that goes on vacation and be like, "Oh, and we're leaving in 3 days." It's like, well, you still have 3 days.
Yeah.
Live the vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was amazing. My daughter probably took the brunt of it in terms of social life. She was in, middle
Is that
school.
the 15-year-old?
Yeah, she was in middle school, lost a whole year. And out here, like, you felt, at least if you were, whatever your leanings or whatever, but you felt like guilty for doing things for a while. It was rough. Like, it was like, should we expand our circle? Should we hang out with them?
I've forgotten that term.
They seem
Expand
clean, right? They seem clean. Nobody's sick right now, but like, it was just this weird thing. We had a thing where we
Who
sat.
have you been in contact with?
Yeah, what are we all, fucking scientists with contact tracing apps? No, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy. I remember having like we had like everybody brought lawn chairs and sat on the driveway in a 6-foot chalked out line. Like,
we all did some weird stuff.
Hanging out, drinking beers outside. It's like, I guess you can't get sick from here. Like, I just assume we all had it, and we're blowing these particles out at all times and like rolling the dice if you're going to be asymptomatic or if you're going to die. Like, it was nuts.
We all did stupid things. I remember early on, we were wiping down groceries. Like, we'd send one person. I was like the frontline guy. They're like, you're the strongest. Go to the grocery store and fetch us sustenance. And I'd go in and like, I'm wearing the mask, and I'd be pissed if somebody was walking down my aisles. Like, really?
Yeah.
Really, you're going to walk down my, like, we're all a bunch, like, we had no idea if this thing was like jumping out of pickle jars, latching onto our larynx and just sucking us till we're dead. Like, and so when we decided to leave Los Angeles for a few months to go live in the Midwest to some normal capacity, my wife ordered a portable toilet on Amazon. We got that. We traveled in the van. We didn't go in anywhere. We went in one fell swoop. It's a 20-hour drive to get to Nebraska.
Oh, my God.
And we didn't go in any gas station. If we had to go to the bathroom, we either pulled over and the boys and I would pee on the side of the road, or if somebody had to do number 2, we had that little portable toilet that everybody would get out of the van, and one person would stay in the van and take a crap, and we'd throw that out. We didn't go in anywhere. We didn't trust anything. And when we got there, my parents were like, "Are you guys quarantining in the basement for 2 weeks to make sure that you didn't bring anything from the devil's country out in California?"
Yeah.
And luckily we didn't do that. We like stayed down in the basement for like a half a day, and then we're like, this is silly. We're fine. But yeah, we all were stupid. I remember the first time we ordered food in the pandemic. Like, we had gone, we're like, we're not trusting food. They're going to, Domino's bringing me coronavirus. Like, you crazy?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I ordered a pizza and they delivered it and I cooked it for an additional 15 minutes in our oven because I was like, yeah, let's burn the COVID off. And it tasted horribly. We were so excited to finally get delivery, and it just was this dried out, shriveled pizza. It was brutal. We're all morons. But, hindsight, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, shit. But there have to be people smarter than us that actually did know shit, and they just didn't tell us effectively. Like,
probably.
Like, can you imagine? Like, if there would have been enough, like, what's his name, Neil deGrasse Tyson's of the virology world, like right away, who could have been like, everybody, just listen. Here's what's going on. It's very simple. Like, you can wash down your groceries all you want, but you're not like in a clean room, okay? Yeah. Like, spraying them kind of with Lysol doesn't get it. Like, it was bananas, and we got no good information. Like, it was just like, I guess 6 feet. Like, they could spread 6 foot. They could spread social distance as a term we all learned. Contact tracing we all learned, but they just kind of stopped there. Like, they got everything they'll need. They'll be fine.
They got it. Send them out. And I mean, it was by and large, it was stupid. And yes, like, some people did die of it, and that's a horrible thing. And I feel bad, making light of it in any capacity. But also, I'm like, there are still people right now wearing masks, and I'm not a person that's going to get like in your face and be like, why are you wearing a mask? What are you doing here? Like, you want to wear a mask? Fine. But I feel bad for you. I feel bad for you either A, because there's something wrong with you and you have to wear that mask, or B, there's something wrong with you and you're still wearing the mask. It's one of two things. Either way, I feel bad for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'd seen it for years traveling. Like, Asia has been doing that for years. Like, if you have a cold, put a mask on.
I always distrusted those people. Anytime you'd see the person with a mask, like pre-pandemic, you saw a person with a mask, you're like, stay away from that person, whatever they're dying of. I don't want any part of this.
Yeah, it must be bad if they're wearing a mask.
Exactly.
It was actually like a beautiful courtesy. Like, hey, I have the sniffles. I wouldn't want you to get sick also. So I'm going to wear this thing. Never once did they complain about being able to breathe. Like, it was it was a crazy time, dude. I'm glad we're on the other side of it, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Right.
But I hope that people learned a lot, but I don't trust that they all did.
You think I'm learning anything over here? You think I'm learning? Nope, I'm just going to dig in. Whatever my thoughts are, I'm going to find things to support that, and I'm digging in.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, it's bananas. So what's up now? You're go ahead. You said you just did a dry bar. So you have
I did
basically 2 new hours.
Dry bar now is only 25 minutes, so that's they've shortened them. I don't know if they're like adjusting to people's attention spans, probably. But now they're just 25 minutes. So, but I don't know when that'll come out. But it's it's in the can. I'm happy, and when that comes out, it's like I kind of look at it as a catalog of your material, and the more that you can put out that's good quality stuff, the more that when people discover you, they have something to fall back on. Like,
body of
when
work,
you like. Yeah, when you see like a band or you hear a song or something, you're like, oh, I love this song. And then you look up and you're like, oh, they only have 3 other songs or something. And you're kind of like disappointed. But when you discover somebody and all of a sudden you're like, oh, and they've got these other 4 albums to go back and get caught up on. Yeah. That's the best. That's or like when you see something of a show and you finally get caught up on it and they're already in season 4 and you're like, ha 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 ha, I win.
Yeah.
But if it's the first episode, you're kind of like, what am I going to wait a week to see the next episode? Whatever.
Yeah. We've changed our intake on that kind of stuff. You were touching on something before about taking longer to make the material. And I wanted to ask you what you thought about like, well, did you listen, like when you were a kid, did you listen to comedy albums and like memorize them? Was that a thing for you?
Yeah. Yep.
So like, I hold them very dear in terms of like, it has to be album worthy. Like, and I mean like, vinyl worthy, even if you don't have vinyl, CD, like, and when you talk about all the specials that were coming out year after year after year, one after another, you're right. There'd be like chunks of them, but like, I don't remember them like I remember albums.
Right.
You know what I mean? So is it
because
album worthy? Make it album worthy,
They were way more precious back in the day. Like now, I could literally tape an album with my podcast equipment that would be almost as high quality as like the most vigorously produced albums in the world. Like we can all get there pretty inexpensively in terms of quality. So now it's about like, having the discipline to say, maybe I don't need to put this out just yet. These other things can come about. Cause I mean, I must have worn out my CD of Jerry Seinfeld's I'm Telling You for the Last Time. I mean, every road trip we had, I was putting that in the CD player. Like, if it were my choice to pick a thing, I would put that one in the CD player. Let's listen to this. And I'm just watching it. I'm quoting it. I'm doing the bits. I'm making my friends laugh in the back seat. Like, that was wonderful. And now it's like, just because people can, they're churning them out. And I understand there's demand for content, but I also feel like you're going to look back at some point and go, that one wasn't quite ready, or this makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, you hope that you put it down and you're proud of it, even if you're, you know what I mean, like that.
Yeah.
That is always what I think too. Is and Seinfeld was such a stickler for words and that, right? So. Yeah, man, that's amazing. I mean, it's cool to talk to you about this because I'm psyched that you are like, think of it that way too, like in a way that you want, you just get it. And like, that's why you're so good. Like when I had you on those crazy bar shows, like, like you just always delivered and it's always good. And just like, God damn, this guy is just so, like, why don't more people know, what I, why don't more people know?
You've always been so supportive. I mean, I remember all those tweets like follow Friday, and I was like, oh, what a great dude, what a great dude out there, one of the most supportive guys.
That whole thing has become just this weird like tick at this point, like because it's like hollering into the hallway, like it's like, but I have to at least put one out this week, but like it's just interesting because I was like, is anybody paying attention to these things? And what a weird way to communicate is in this way. But like, I'm literally thinking, especially with Twitter, like we're a little older, so we kind of know Twitter. Like the kids these days, they don't do that. Like Twitter and Facebook are dated in a lot of ways. But maybe that's your people, like your audience or whatever, but you can pretty clearly see it. But it's funny to talk to kids about this kind of stuff. And I wonder where unless they're real comedy fans, it's really hard to catch them and make them listen to the record and memorize it.
Right. Like, that's not how they're consuming it.
They don't consume it that way.
It's an interesting thing. Yeah. And that's an interesting that you brought that up because the younger generations, and I don't know where it cuts off. I feel like you can still catch people around 30 and older, but under 30, I'm not 100% sure that they're consuming content in that way. And that's why, I mean, I post the clips on Instagram, and I recently started posting things on TikTok, trying to. Yeah. And my hope is that it will create some subliminal pathway in their mind. I don't expect that they'll see me on TikTok and then find me on YouTube, or they'll, look up my calendar. But my hope is that they see my face enough and it registers in their brain as this guy's funny. Like I've seen this guy. I can't, but he's funny. And then maybe one day they're looking at the, comedy club in their town's website, and I'm coming. in 2 weeks. That's my hope, that I build some sort of neural pathway for the younger generation where my face or my name is associated with something that makes them happy. And then wherever they happen to see me or catch me the next time, they'll say, oh, that's that guy.
Yeah.
That's my only hope.
Yeah, I think TikTok is really interesting, and it's the most interesting of all of the platforms that have evolved for comedians, because it doesn't require anybody do anything. They don't have to go anywhere. It's just fed to them nonstop. It's unbelievable.
And it's usually on the toilet.
Yeah. I had to set a timer on my TikTok. It tells me when I've been on for 15 minutes. And
really?
Then I stop. Yeah, because it's a fucking drug. Like,
is that within the TikTok app, or is that like on your phone that allows you to cut off an app?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. I put the timer
TikTok
on there.
doesn't say, will allow you to... No, they're like, keep drinking the poison.
Keep doing it, yeah.
I got to do that on multiple apps, I think.
But it is amazing, because what you want to do is find people's attention in that way. And I think TikTok is the most immersive. And you want to reduce the friction of the people that really like you to be able to find you. And that's right now the only way that can do it quickly. But I think the engagement is still the same. Like, you're still on the hook to deliver for those people, but it's kind of easy for a comic to do it with your clips. You must have hours. And that kind of, this brings me to a thought that, like, you said, you burned an hour and you burned the material. I want to push back on that, because I don't think you did, because it's all, I'm sure you know this, it's all there right now. You could literally clip up your first special.
Right.
And don't hold it dear at this point. Like,
it's out there, and I just need to absolutely just chop it up into all these little consumable pieces, and hopefully that will come back to the source. But even if it doesn't, like, if I give somebody 10 seconds of happiness, or they watch a 25-second clip and but they see one today and then they see another one in a week. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I need to take more advantage of that, because
what's brilliant is
already right
TikTok
there.
doesn't have a timeline. TikTok is not temporal. That's the crazy brilliance. It's like casinos that, pump in air, and so you don't know, and take all the clocks out. Like, you don't realize, A, how much time you're spending, and B, there is no timeline. It's hard to figure out when somebody posted something unless you're following them.
Exactly. Yeah, because I've tried too. People are giving financial advice. The market's about to pop. You're like, is it? Or was this in June?
Yeah, exactly. So from your material standpoint, like, fucking throw them all up there. Like, you got nothing to lose. They're just going to fly all around. So I really like that. But as far as, like, if you go do a live show, because I felt the pressure having, especially producing a show, doing a show on a regular basis, I felt pressure in my own brain to always come up with new material, because maybe 2 or 3 people were return visitors, and I wouldn't want them to be upset. And then one day, somebody that was one of those return people was like, "You didn't do the joke that I like," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, you're right." Like, I can do my material over and over, because I like when comics do it. Like, when I see a comedian that I know do a joke I know that I love, I don't care if it's the 100th time I've seen them do it.
You like it.
It's great. Like, it's a fucking great joke. Yeah. So
it's true. We do get weird in our heads about that. And part of it is there's a certain element of a joke where the punchline is, if an audience can see your punchline coming, that's a bothersome punchline. Then you're like, wasn't original, or they thought the same thought that I had, which doesn't make you feel good. So when you're and so I think that's our thought process. We don't want to be predictable. And so somehow that got muddled into, if I do the same joke, they're going to know where it's going. But I think we should excuse ourselves from that predictability when they've already seen it. It's not predictable now. You've seen it. Like, I think we're giving, we're not giving ourselves enough credit, or giving the audience too much credit at that point, that they're predicting where the joke is going. Rather, they've just already heard it. And
Yeah.
I'm just having this thought for the first time now. So thank you for allowing, me to realize that, because I was the same way. I'm kind of like, oh, these people have heard this before. Let me not
The chances of the people in the comedy club that didn't know you were coming,
having seen
hearing
it
the
already,
joke is real low.
having seen it, having remembered it.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
You think you're that memorable to this person? Like, I remember every word from the TikTok that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the other one is that if they are your fan and they know your joke, they're not going to mind you doing it again, because as long as you do it well, it's still going to be great. And probably in the time they saw it to the time you do it that time, maybe you find a new tag. Maybe you find a new angle you didn't think of just in the moment,
Yeah, and now it's Garth Brooks when he plays the Thunder Rolls live, and there's that third verse that nobody knew existed, and people going nuts. Wait, she kills him in the third verse? That's a twist. She's no longer the victim. Beautiful.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's awesome. That's good shit. I appreciate you rolling with me on that. That's it's hard to find people to talk about that kind of shit with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
man. No, it's awesome.
So, Dry Bar, 25 minutes, don't know when it's coming out. All their stuff seems to kill it. Everything they're like high quality.
Their audience, loves the stuff that they put out.
Yeah.
And so, they've got a formula, and it's a cool, it's a TV taping up there. They treat you really well, and they know exactly how they're doing. They filmed 3 a night, so there were 3 of us there, each doing 25 minutes, and they had a host that would get up and warm it up, and the people there are comedy fans of theirs. They love the Dry Bar brand. So it's comedians, and some of them are squeaky clean anyway, but most of us are guys that just can do clean. Like, if you're a professional worth your salt, at a certain point you can say, yeah, I've got all this material that works for this particular segment. And it's, some comics go, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be clean. Like, I don't want. But you do it for every other show that you do. If you showed up at a comedy club and there's a bunch of old people, you're going to do different material because you don't want to bomb out of control. So it's this weird thing that people dig in, and I'm just like, let's just, see if you can hit a home run out of this park.
Right.
It doesn't have to be
jokes.
Fenway every time.
Yeah.
Go to Arlington and see if you can knock one out. Play that. Okay, so you played well at Augusta. Can you play well at Pebble Beach? It's a different goal. So what?
Yeah.
Hit that fade instead of that draw that you've been hitting. Like, who cares? Like,
exactly.
It's an interesting challenge. So, I'm not sure when that one's going to come out. And then I'm building what I hope will be a new hour to record probably sometime in the back half of next year.
Okay.
But I don't want to set that out too far. I want to make sure that things are going in the right direction so that I'm ready when the time comes.
So do you tour pretty relentlessly now? Like, are you doing the road or what? What's your plan?
I do. I do about every other weekend. That's typically what I'm doing. And sometimes it's 4 weekends in a row, and then I take a couple, whatever it happens to be. But about every other weekend I'm on the road. And, which as a comedian, that makes you kind of, most comics, I don't know if I'll say most, but a lot of comics you find that are, politically, they're kind of right down the middle. I think. Some of them are really staunch one way or the other, but a lot of them are like, because you go to places where you see, people here don't need as big a government. That seems like a more Republican philosophy. Makes sense that they would vote that way and feel that way. And then you go to big metropolitan areas that are by and large, Democratic, and it's like, we need more governmental control because there's so many people here, there'd be chaos.
Yeah.
If we didn't have somebody like organizing these lines. So you see it all. And so I like meeting people and going to different places. The travel is lost on the allure of the travel is lost on me a little bit. Getting on the airplane, that used to be fun. Now it's like,
it's
I really
brutal.
want to fly to Portland.
You want to be in Portland.
I want to just be in Portland. I can't wait till the teleport comes. I hope Elon's working on it. Like,
Yeah.
even if I lose an arm at some point, it'll be worth it.
I mean, I don't know if you were a Star Trek fan growing up or whatever, but I really thought that being able to just blip from one place to another, teleport, it seems reasonable. And
I mean,
like
science is sound. Get it together.
I had my son on a plane not that long ago, and we flew across the country, and it had been a while since we got on a plane. That might have been my first plane ride back, actually, now that I come to think of it.
Okay.
And he had flown before when he was much younger, but now he's kind of like paying attention more or whatever, you know what I mean? And so he was just so bored. And I was like, yeah, flying's boring. It sucks. You sit here for 6 hours. That's it. That's the game. Like, you have unlimited television things to look at, listen to, stare at. Like, yeah, it blows. And that's it. Yeah. And I say the same to people that are like afraid to fly. I'm like, either you arrive or you don't. Meanwhile, it's one of the most boring things ever. It's not like, it's a glass bottom, exciting thrill ride. It sucks.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool if it were like a glass bottom airplane. I would not ride on it, but that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool.
Maybe the first time, and then you'd be like, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
So boring.
There's nothing under my feet. Surprise, surprise. Let's get there. Oh, we got to connect in Houston. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The worst thing about flying is that you do start to, and I had to check myself because I was really starting to hate people because it's a bunch of people that are tired. They don't want to get on the airplane. They don't want to stand there, wait for your turn, calling out group number, and you're like, oh, this idiot. He's in group 1. I'm in group 2. Look at this idiot. And you just start hating Put your thing in the overhead. Just put it up there. Just quit twisting. Put it up. No, you don't need your headphones. Knock it off. And you're just furious at everything. Why is that lady? Oh, really? You're going to go to the bathroom now? Okay, yeah, I'll get up. Don't mind me. Go ahead. Go to the bathroom. Second time on this flight. It's a 2-hour flight. You can't hold it. You start to hate everyone. You start to hate everyone. Oh, you haven't noticed that everybody's been getting off the plane ahead of you? Now you're going to gather your things? Kiss my ass, Sally. Get out of my way. I'm going to miss my connection. You start to hate everyone. And it's because, you got 250 souls crammed in this tiny little metal tube, and you're all bored, and you're all mad, and you're all tired, and it's just one of the worst experiences of humankind. Like, the first time is magical, and then after that, you're like, yeah, sure, take it down. Whatever.
And you all just survived what is insane if you explained it to somebody. Like,
yes.
80 years, 100 years ago. When were planes invented? I don't know, 18 something.
100 years ago, they'd have been marveled. They'd been like you'd have had to write them a letter, and then you'd arrive before the letter got there. Like, what is this sorcery?
36,000 feet. Like, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about? 36,000
above
feet?
the clouds. There's nothing up there.
500 miles an hour. We're going to rip across the sky, and you'll be in New York in no time. And we still find shit to bitch about. But yeah, you hate everyone, especially if you travel a lot, because you're like, don't they know? And the answer is no. No, they don't.
And guess what? Even if you know, they treat you as if you don't know. Every time you go through TSA, make sure you take out your lap. Yeah, I know. Don't have anything metal in your pocket. No shit. I know. Okay? 6 a.m. Double platinum over here.
I saw, just the other day when I flew, I saw... I'm waiting in line, and I was way early. Like, I had plenty of time. I was not in a hurry. I didn't care how long the line was. I had plenty of time. And I see two completely different people running from the doors, like sprinting to get into the TSA pre-line, right? Behind me, like a good bit behind me, like 2 or 3 people behind me, they finally land there. And I'm just like, man, if you were already sprinting, like, you fucked up, and, this is the shortest line in the place. So we get up to the, like, where you could go on the belt, and this dude's, like, rocking back and forth, freaking out. He's ready to lose his shit. And I'm like, hey, man, go on ahead of me. Like, I'm not in a rush. Like, don't miss your flight. Fuck. And so he goes up, and then this other girl who had also run but is not related to this guy, I'm like, Yeah, go for it. Or
Sure.
Yeah, like go. But that was all I was letting in. I was like, all right, that's enough. I want to leave. I want to get through this too. And the poor girl, she puts her shit on the bin or on the belt and runs over, and she's holding her phone and tries to walk through the X-ray. And they're like, nope, you got to get your phone. So she has to run back over, put it in a tray, put it on thing, go again. And then she goes through the metal detectors, and the TSA guy's like, you've been selected for a random search. Screening. And she's just like, damn it. Like, I don't think she made that flight. Like, it's just like, oh my God. Like, you shouldn't be sprinting to the airport. I know everybody's done it, but like, man.
And they don't care.
This day and
the
age,
people that work there, I don't think they care. I think actually they kind of like it when they know you're in a hurry.
I saw no indicator that there was a random screening, but I know that dude saw her run. Like, he's like,
excuse me, miss. Randomly selected. We're gonna have to have this drug dog sniff your bag. Don't worry, he's in the United terminal. He'll be here in 15 minutes. Just hang tight.
Are you in a super hurry? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Did you know, this is a little tip if you start traveling internationally, it's your responsibility coming into a country to make sure your passport is stamped upon entry. Did you know that?
No.
Like, your responsibility. If they don't, like, you hand them your shit when you walk in, but if they don't stamp it right, it's your responsibility to ensure that. I tell you this because I was trying to leave Germany once, and they hadn't stamped my thing on the way in.
Getting out of the motherland?
No shit, dude.
Do you
no
think
shit.
that we will let you leave?
And I had to like email somebody to send me my old boarding pass because I didn't have it to prove that I flew into the country. I was like,
man,
this is insane. So yeah, I don't know.
Doggone it.
Airport humor, right? Fucking A, dude. Well, this has been an amazing conversation, dude. I so appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and,
thanks for having me.
I think we booked this when your special came out. Like, hey, let's talk about your special. So for all intents and purposes, it just came out. Fuck it, right?
Yeah, check it out. Nick Hoff, front to back on YouTube.
Yeah, it's excellent. And, I haven't started producing again because the venue I was using closed down. And then I got to find a new venue, and I haven't ventured out to do that because time has a whole new life these days. So
right, do I really need to find that place that'll let me do comedy every other Thursday?
Exactly. Like that's a yeah, but I miss it, and I miss the conversations more than anything, which is why I love the podcast. But
for sure. Yeah, it was great to catch up.
Yeah, dude.
It's good to see you.
You as well, man. I will let you know if I have something, and I'm, keep an eye out, venturing out, going to see some shows. Are you doing local LA stuff to work out in between?
Yep. Most weeks I do a couple shows and then leave on the weekends. So I'm around.
What's good lately around here? What's a good local show? Are there good stuff?
So some of the ones that I'd like to hit. I like to hit ones that they're on the west side. That's where I am. And it's important now. Like, I don't go hang out. Like, I used to go hang out at the Comedy Store for 3 hours or go to the Improv and sit there. And even after my set, I'd still hang out. And anymore, there's such a premium on time that I'm just like, let me find the ones where the person who's running it knows me. And I can go and watch a few comics, then do my set, watch another comic after me, and then go back home and spend time with my family. So that's the important. It feels more like work, which I miss some of the hangs, but I'm on the road so much that it's just like anytime I can have it home is a premium. So I go very kind of business-like now. I go here are the jokes I'm going to do. Here's the new stuff I'm going to do. And by and large in town, I'm just doing new jokes. Because, I just want that time to work out. I don't get on stage every single night during the week. So the 2 or 3 shows that I do, I'm going to make sure that I know exactly what I'm doing. So I like doing, Dan O'Carter has good shows. I don't know if you know Dano. He does them down in Manhattan Beach. The Comedy Magic Club is always good to me.
Oh, good. Okay.
Flights in El Segundo has a show on Tuesdays that are pretty well attended, like a free show, but they,
Yeah.
Usually have 20, 25 people there that are there for the comedy. So
Yeah.
give me a few people that are there to listen to the comedy, and I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah. When I will bring my show back in some form, but I think I'm going to do it differently than I used to. I think I want to give comics more time so they can work on, a big chunk, like half hours instead of
Oh, wow.
10s and 15s.
Wow.
So I want to reimagine it in its next incarnation. But
Very cool.
You're always top of my list, man. And as you're gearing up for stuff, we'll stay in touch and keep everything moving forward. I'm really psyched for you, and
I appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Yeah, brother. No, it was really good catching up, Nick. And be well. Oh, if you want to plug whatever you want to plug, and go for it. And I'll put everything else in the show notes too.
Yeah, go to nickhoff.com. That's the one-stop shop to find everything. My Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. My YouTube links up there for the new special, and I'm posting things all the time. So get on it. Help me spread the word, guys, because every little bit helps.
Yeah, right on. Thanks, Nick. I really appreciate it, man. It's so good to see you.
Thank you. You too.